Today I'm going to tie the DLT micro leech. DLT stands for damsel leech thing. It's a phrase that several of my friends and I developed many years ago when we were tying leech patterns that were also suggestive towards being taken as a damselfly or a leech and even a scud at times. As we all know, leeches are an incredibly important food source year-round for trout in still waters, for literally the day the ice comes off right until the day the ice returns. They're found in shallow water on the edges of the drop-off, and during the summer months you'll often see leeches free swimming in the mid-water column as well. So because of their wide distribution in the lake, they can be fished floating lines with indicators, floating lines without indicators, fishing naked, and they shine well fished on sinking lines, from intermediate to clear camo to type 1/3, 3-5. So we're fishing in very shallow water on the shoal, right to the edge of the drop-off, and then into the deep water zone. A fly for use at all times of the year. So let's head to the bench and tie the DLT micro leech. So I've got a 60-degree jig hook in the vise, size 12, and the hook I'm using is a Hannock Competition Jig Superb in a size 12. And I like this hook because it has a very wide gap and the point is extremely sharp, and because of the wide gap you get incredible hooking potential and you don't miss a lot of fish. I've slid on a 7/64 brown magic bead to the eye of the hook, and you can also use tungsten gold or copper as well if I want to be fishing deeper in the water column, particularly when I'm hanging them under an indicator. Then I'm just using 8/0 Semperfli wax thread to tie the fly. The undertail is olive crystal flash, and the tail of the fly of the body is MFC Bugaboo loose in olive, and the body of the material is Semperfli straggled string in olive. And I like this because it's great for tying small patterns, and the material has a lot of UV flecking in it as well, so it makes it just glitter and stand out that much more. So I'm just gonna form a base with my tying thread, and then I'm going to take a strand of crystal flash, just loop it around the tying thread, and then have that hanging out the back, trim it. Then I'm going to take my bugaboo, going to pinch off about an inch, so I've got it like that, and then transfer it to my other hand, and then all the feathers stay the same length. I'm going to tie the body, tie the tail to about twice the length of the hook shank. So I'm going to tie it in at the, just behind the bead, lay it down along the back of the hook shank. And then I'm going to take my body material of the straggle string, and again I'm going to tie this in right behind the bead, so, and then I'm going to tie it back to the base of the tail. And you can notice the straggle olive material is sticking out, as well as the UV that's blended in there. And then I brought it back to the eye of the hook, behind the bead, cut that off, and then finish it off with my whip finisher. So this being tied on a jig hook, when you tie this fly on with a non-slip loop knot, whether you're hanging it under an indicator or retrieving it, it just provides a lot more action to the fly. So a simple fly to tie, wide gap, good hooking capability, and it'll act as or imitate a leech as well as a damselfly, and they'll often take it when they're looking for shrimp because you're stripping it past through the water. So there you have it, the DLT micro leech.
To watch all our latest Sport Fishing on the Fly episodes and to order Sport Fishing on the Fly merchandise, head to www.sfotf.ca. And if you would like to book an adventure like this one showing, head to ontheflyadventures.ca and book yourself the trip of a lifetime.